Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Medicare seminars. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM. I'm a cardiologist who has practiced for more than 40 years. So I have been dealing with Medicare patients for most of my life. Now I'm going to be talking to you about Medicare supplemental plans and all the other things that we need to have when we enroll in Medicare. If you were born in the year 1957, you are going to be eligible for the initial enrollment of a Medicare Part A, Part B, or Medicare Advantage Plan. So this is brought to you by Health Life 360, which has been in the insurance business for more than 25 years. So let us begin with the feature presentation. The agenda for this presentation is going to be Medicare Basics for year 2022, and I'm going to focus upon Medicare Supplemental Plans, costs, and benefits. In the next presentation, I'm going to talk to you about the Medicare Advantage Plan for year 2022 along with prescription plans. The prescription plans also apply when you are talking about Medicare supplemental plans. And if you have any questions, please do leave them at the comments section and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions to you. I want to make everything simple so that it would be easy for you to understand what are the things that you need to be doing in a timely manner. I said timely manner because there's a time limit to everything that you do, and there are certain things you must and should do, which I will emphasize during this presentation. So first of all, when you turn 65, in year 2022, a few months before, you will be automatically enrolled into Medicare Part A, for which there is no premium. Then you have a 7-month period window. That is 3 months before your birthday, the birthday month, and 3 months after your birthday, and that's the 7-month period during which you can move from your employer insurance to Medicare, either traditional or Medicare Advantage Plan. And that is the specified period in which you should and must enroll if you decide to enroll in Part B. And after that, we will begin with the other parts that involve, because when you were with your employer, you just went to the human resource, signed a piece of paper, and they said, here is your dash insurance company, and that's all. You put it in the pocket, you never looked at it and you never needed it, so you were happy. But when you become a Medicare eligible candidate, you're going to require Medicare Part A, which covers the hospital charges, which is given to you if you meet 40 quarters of payroll, tax deductions, and Social Security deductions. Let me emphasize that. If you have met 40 quarters of taxes paid, then you are eligible for Part A and Part B. If you haven't paid, then you have to pay a premium to enroll in Part A or Part B. Next, Part B is something you have to enroll. You have to go to the Social Security website place and enroll in Medicare Part B. Just Google how to enroll in Medicare Part B, and that will give you directions as to where you need to go to enroll in Medicare Part B, something you can do online. So that comprises the traditional path of the Medicare insurance, but along with that, you're going to need 2 supplemental parts, namely the Medicare Supplement, which is the topic of this presentation, and you are also going to need prescription Part D for the complete the traditional Medicare. Now you see the contrast between your employer-sponsored health insurance versus Medicare. With the employer-sponsored health insurance, you just had one card which covered everything. The hospitals, the doctors, the nursing homes, and rehab, and maybe prescriptions. But when you take traditional Medicare route, you're not paying for Part A, but you already paid for it by taxes. Then you have to pay a premium for Part B, which is generally deducted from your Social Security checks. Then you have to enroll in a Medicare Supplemental Plan if you want to cover the co-pays and deductibles that are not covered by Part A and Part B. Then you need a separate prescription plan, which is a totally different topic for which I have a separate video. If you go the Medicare Advantage Plan, which is called the Part C, it combines Part A, Part B, and Part D along with some vision, hearing, gym, transportation, and other benefits. There is a Medicare Advantage Plan without a prescription plan, in which case you need to have a separate prescription plan. So let us come back and focus our attention on the traditional Medicare and particularly the Medicare Part A, B, C, D. Okay, traditional Medicare, as I said, you have Part A. The premium is $0, but you have a Part A hospital deductible, which is $1,556 in year 2022. And if you are 65 years in 2022, you should also enroll in Medicare Part B, which I talked about. The premium is $170.10. There was a significant jump in Medicare Part B premium from 2021 to 2022 because of a drug that was added for treating Alzheimer's patients. Part B deductible is $233, and the copay for Part B is $20. Let's keep these two things in mind, because when we talk about the Medicare supplemental insurances, we are going to be covering Part B deductible, Part B copay, and also hospital Part A deductible, along with other deductibles that are not covered by Medicare Part A and Part B. Before you do anything else, I would say Google Medicare and You 2022. This is almost a 100-page booklet, a PDF, produced by the CMS, one of the best guides to learn about Medicare, Medicare Advantage plans, prescription plans, supplemental plans. So I would highly recommend you download this booklet and keep it with you and go through that every night until you understand what Medicare Part A, Part B, and other features are of Medicare insurance cycles. So here we have a Medicare card which you get, which is blue, white, and red. Here it says Part A if you're enrolled in Part B, and this is your Medicare Part B, the date it started, along with your Medicare number. Previously, it used to be Social Security number with a letter, but now it has been replaced with a sort of a hybrid number. So make sure that you have a copy of this card in your wallet, or I would say make a copy of this card using your smartphone, so that in case you leave your card somewhere, you have a digital copy of your Medicare insurance card. Keeping that in mind, the Part B premium, which I told you was $170.10. However, if you are still working and you are using Medicare Part B as the main supplemental insurance, then depending upon your income, you may be paying extra premium, or the Social Security may deduct extra premium from your Social Security check. Let's say you're a single person, you make more than $170,000 income, then your premium will be $442.30 and not $170.10. It is called the income-related Medicare adjustment, something like that. But keep in mind, this is what's going to happen, so it is very important for you to keep track. If you retire, make sure you have your tax return papers with you, and you may have to go to the Social Security office and show your current status to bring this premium down to what it should be based on your current retired income. Okay, now we are talking about Medicare supplemental insurances for year 2022. I already talked about Medicare Part A. I talked about Medicare Part B, which are essential. Then we have the Medigap, which is also known as the Medicare Supplemental Insurance. Why do we need Medicare Supplemental Insurance? Because of the deductibles and copays, which I already mentioned to you in the previous slide. Let's go back there and I'll show you. This is the Part B deductible and copay and Hospital A deductible. The Part Medicare Supplement or Medigap covers those deductibles plus some extra expenses like travel, health insurance, and others. But that still doesn't cover your prescription costs, for which you have to have a separate prescription plan along with your Medigap or Medicare Supplemental Plan, and that is going to be a topic for the next presentation. So let us now focus upon Medigap or Medicare Supplemental Insurance for year 2022. And there are some differences between Medicare Supplemental Insurance versus Medicare Advantage Plan. In the beginning, I told you about Medicare Advantage Plan, which functions as a single basket of Part A, Part B, and Part D prescriptions all combined together, whereas Medicare Supplement is just a supplement to Medicare Part A and Part B, for which you have to continue to pay the premium, and Part D, which is a separate prescription plan altogether. Now let us move on to Medicare supplemental insurances. If you look at this chart, you are going to be totally confused and your head would be spinning. But don't let it scare you, because I'm going to simplify this to 2 or 3 very important points that you need to focus upon. We have Plan A, B, C, D, F, G, K, L, M, N. This is a supplemental insurance supposed to cover the costs that are not covered by Medicare. Now, if you look at Part A, B, C, D, they don't cover Part A deductible, they don't cover Part B deductible, they don't cover Part B excess. So why would you want to have a Plan A, B, or even Plan C, which does not cover excess? So Plan A, B, C, D are generally not recommended by most insurance agents, at least we do not recommend that. Plan F is called the Cadillac plan, where if you have traditional Medicare, Medicare Part B, and you have Plan F, you are unlikely to see a bill from a doctor's office or an insurance company or a hospital, because this covers practically everything except foreign travels, which it covers 80%, and even then it is limited to a max. Out-of-pocket costs is not applicable in this case. But however, since January 1, 2020, Plan F has been discontinued. As a result, those who are already on Plan F can continue to use Plan F, and it is the most expensive plan of all these plans. And new people cannot enroll into Plan F. So the next logical good plan is Plan G, which is highlighted here in teal, and this plan covers everything what Plan F does, except it does not cover the Part D, B deductible. Part B, like boy deductible, which is $230, as I showed you in the previous slide. But otherwise, it is pretty much similar to Plan F, and it is also a little bit less expensive compared to Plan F. As a result, most people who are coming out of their traditional employer health insurance, or who are switching over from any kind of insurance into Medicare, would get into Plan G if they can afford to, because it covers practically everything except for Plan B deductible, which is $230 for year 2022. So as a result, Plan G is under tremendous demand, and also it has to enroll whether a person is totally healthy or a patient is on 20 different drugs with 10 different medical problems. As a result, this becomes an extremely large pool of population. As a result, the premium keeps going up year by year. So keep that in mind, because Plan G may seem to be the best option, but you could be paying increasing premium as the cost of providing healthcare goes up in this particular group. And again, these plans are not really worth even mentioning because they don't cover all these deductibles and all these things. And the next plan is Plan N. Plan N is increasingly being used because it covers all your deductibles and co-pays, except when it comes to Part B deductible, it doesn't pay deductible. And when there is an excess charge, the doctors are allowed to charge 15% more than what Medicare approves, and those excess charges will be passed on to the consumers, and that is something which is not going to be covered in Plan D, just as it was not covered in all other plans except Plan G and Plan F. So as a result, Plan N is becoming more popular, and it is a little bit less expensive compared to Plan G. But the big burden seems to be moving towards Plan G, because all the people who have multiple medical problems may end up getting this, because in the long run, if they are making multiple visits to the doctors, it makes sense to have an insurance that covers all your co-pays and deductibles. Now let's look at some insurance companies that provide these kinds of plans and what the premiums are based upon Plan F, G, and N. And these are some of the most important insurance companies, namely SBLI, Ascendo, Atlantic, Bankers, Aetna, AARP, Humana, Omaha, Cigna, AARP Supplemental Level 2, that is at a different state. But what I would like to emphasize is there must be 100 insurance companies providing these supplemental plans. There's no way you can go and look at every one of them and decide which one is the best. I would stick to the top 5 or 6 companies which you are familiar with. For example, Ascendo, which is a good company. SBLI is a good company. Bankers, Fidelity, Aetna. But if you look at the premium, SBLI Plan F, let's forget about Plan F. You can look at it, pause the video and look at it. But if you are starting now, you're eligible for Plan G or Plan N. And look at this, is $105. It is $77. Ascendo, $117, $94. Look at the difference between N and F. So this is substantial difference. These are monthly premiums. So if you are looking at Plan G, your average cost is going to be around $100 to $125. And if you are looking at Plan N, it is going to be approximately around $100, slightly less. So keeping this in mind, you can look at these plans and decide which one you want to get in. And there's an important point I want to make. Once you enroll in plan, say for example N, then you feel, oh man, I am paying too much copays, I want to switch over to Plan G. But be cautious. When you switch over for the second time, you are subjected to underwriting. That means you have to submit your health history, and based on the health history, they can refuse you a policy. So if you have multiple medical problems, you're better off to go with a plan that gives you the best co-pays and deductible options, and that would be Plan G. If you're relatively healthy and you feel you have a strong family history of good health, then you may consider a Plan N. But again, you have to discuss this with your agent, in case like people like us, to see what best suits you depending upon your medical history, family history, your economic status, and what are your objectives. So this is a very quick and overview of Medicare plan supplements, and that's not where it stops. You also need a prescription plan Part D along with the Medicare Supplemental or the plan Medigap. So we are going to cover that prescription plan in the next presentation. Thank you so much for watching. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and if you have any questions, give us a call here at healthlife360.com, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions and find the right solution that best suits you based upon your medical conditions, your prescription drugs, your income level, and your needs. Thank you so much.